Get him.
What's happening, everybody? It's Jack here with Suburban Tactical Nation. Today I'm going to share with you a blade sent to me by JB over at Big Red EDC. This is the small Sebenza 21 with the Insingo blade. He was kind enough to loan this to the channel to share with you guys. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to talk about Zach over at Zach's Stuff. Awesome dude and channel, just like JB over at Big Red EDC. Both awesome guys. They like to promote positivity. And by that, we're going to talk about the hashtag DSKFS, which is do something kind for somebody. I love this motto. I think a little bit of positivity goes a long way. A simple smile or a small act of kindness could make a world of difference in someone having a terrible day. You never know what someone's going through out there. So, that all aside, we're going to go ahead and jump into this review and see what this knife's all about. So we've got a Reeve small Sebenza 21, the Insingo model, and this is a Knives Plus exclusive with special inlays on this. So let's get into the specs on this and talk a little bit more about what's different on it. So the overall length on this is 6.875 inches. Got a blade length of 2.94 inches and a thickness on the blade of 0.13 inches. Got a handle length of 3.94 inches and a thickness of 0.40. And this comes in just under 3 ounces. On my scales, about 2.8. Now you can see obviously it's a frame lock, one thumb stud, titanium on the frame. We've got a nice thick frame lock on this, beautiful lockup. We've got that Insingo blade shapes, what they call it, which is basically a modified sheep's foot, pretty much a Warncliffe style blade, at least what I get out of it. And beautifully done, hollow grind, nice sharp edge, cuts like butter, and it's got a crown spine on it. Really nicely done, beautiful tumbled finish, and you've got one single sided thumb stud. Now this is for right carry only with a pocket clip, not so much deep carry, but all titanium frame lock and pocket clip. Beautifully polished hardware on this, looks really nice on this, and you've got a heavy bead blast on the frame. Now these are made in Idaho and made with extreme precision for sure. This one does have a lanyard attached to it on like a post as opposed to a lanyard hole. So you've got this highly polished post it rides on. The frame, nothing's milled out on the inside except for a little bit right there under the pocket clip. Could do the titanium. It's really lightweight obviously, and now this is the Knives Plus exclusive, and what makes it different is this has red micarta inlay on this. So to my understanding, there is different models of the Sebenza 21, large and small, different blade shapes, and typically they come with the scales you see just with no inlay on them. Now you've got a real nice fine micro jumping on here, similar to a Spyderco feel. Nice little bite on it. Nice hefty stop pin there. This is running on phosphor bronze washers, so when you disengage this, you don't feel anything, no friction whatsoever. Smooth as glass and has a really nice lockup sound to it. Very nicely done. And as far as ergonomics go on this, feels really good. I can get pretty much a full purchase on this thing, and I don't feel like I need to make up for any kind of grip on it if I was to go to use it. The jimping is about normal, a little further back I would say, but you can definitely get a good grip on it. Go ahead and get you some quick blade comparisons on this with some others. Put some recognizable ones out there. Start with the Ontario Rat number 2. Side by side. Not too far off. As you can see, pretty close in blade length and handle length and thickness. The Rat's got it up a little bit by about 1/4 of an inch in length. And then we'll go ahead and pair it up with your Spyderco Delica. Definitely more handle on the Delica. Thickness is not too far off. I'll throw it up against the pair of 3 by Spyderco. Thickness is pretty close. Blade length, cutting edge, not too far off, but and then we'll throw the bug out in there, which has actually got a little bit more size on this thing. Cutting edge, not too far off. So let's go ahead and go into what I like and what I dislike and what the final conclusion is overall on this knife with my experience with it. So really, Chris Reeve needs no introduction to the knife world, since he pretty much had part in creating a whole new legacy behind folding knives altogether, since he did create the first frame lock. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure he did. So that being said, this is made in the USA. They are made in Idaho. So not only did he help create the first frame lock ever, he also worked closely with Crucible Industries, creating CPM S30V, which is Crucible Particle Metallurgy, and the list goes on: S30V, S35VN, S45VN, now we have S90V. The list just keeps going, and the whole reason behind that was to help create a powdered blade steel which formulated a better edge retention, toughness, and corrosion resistance all in one package. And you can see this saturated throughout the knife market now today, with so many different options, even going into the budget area. So that's a lot of stuff there to absorb, but this knife company without a doubt makes some extremely nice cutlery, and there is a lot of precision, a lot of hard work and delicacy involved in making these knives and setting the standard where most knife makers feel that they want to be, from what I've read and some of the people I've talked to. So a little bit of history out of the way with Chris Reeve knives. Let's go into what I actually like about this blade and why I would probably get one if I chose to pick one up. Well, it all starts with the blade shape. I love the hollow grind. I love the Wharncliffe style. I mean, what's not to like about a lot of this knife? It's just so finely tuned and made, and it's actually got some good comfortability, ergonomics, and on this particular one, being a small Sebenza, I would have to really get a large one in my hand to really weigh the difference on if I would buy one or not. And these are expensive knives. This one comes in around $500. So you can definitely see where the price comes into with precision on this knife. You can feel it when you close it, and you can feel it when you open it, and definitely feel it with the blade cutting through stuff. Now, I haven't put it through much. I just cut through a little bit of paper and some other items, but this is not my knife, so I can't go crazy on it. And moving along past that, the ergonomics do feel great. I can get a full purchase on this for a smaller blade, since the fact that it's just under 7 inches. You still get a lot to work with on this. This would definitely suit an EDC type of knife if you need that. This one does come with a lanyard I think most of these do come standard with the lanyard, but you can also have it taken off. Now, I personally am not one for lanyards, so I probably wouldn't have one on here. And I really like the red micarta inlays on this. Looks really good, suits the knife really well. That heavy bead blast on there. Really, really nicely done knife. So what do I not like about the knife? Well, would definitely be the lanyard. And, you know, for the price point, there is a lot of options out there nowadays. It's a really competitive market out there now that have kind of caught up with the technology that this company kind of helped create. But it is a fantastic knife overall. So final conclusion on this, I could recommend this. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to spend that kind of money on a knife like this. You know, there's a lot of people out there that would definitely recommend this. I could definitely recommend it, but, you know, to each their own. It's not going to be for everybody. I would definitely encourage you to definitely go check one out, at least get one in hand, see what you think. You know, it is a lot of money, but I think there's a lot put into this knife. I can see why people will go crazy over Chris Reeve knives. I absolutely see that. Now the price on these, you know, they can go anywhere in the 300s all the way up to the 600s, depending on the materials that you have made. These are not the easiest things to come by, so once they're basically sent out to the dealers, they disappear. Just like every other high-end knife that's sought after, they do not last long. That's pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you on the next video. Have yourselves a great day.